I remember the very first day that I was starting dopamine detox and I was trying this new thing out. I was a little bit skeptical about it because I kind of thought, okay, it's just not using your phone, not using distractions, right? And so I started to try it, right? And in the very first day, I already noticed that I was feeling a lot happier and a lot less anxious. And so I would go on day after day until I would relapse and I would use my phone again and I would, play video games again or whatever. And so I would try again and then feel horrible again after a few days and then try again, feeling good again. And then I'd mess up and feel horrible. And this was just a constant cycle. And the thing I realized was that I was always filling my time, right? I was trying to fill my time with these different things, right? With so many different things. And it would be like reading, it'd be like journaling, it'd be like meditating. And I'd try to fill my time with these things, but I would always kind of end up not doing a lot of those activities, not doing a lot of those things. Even though I knew they were good for me, even though I knew they were actually going to help me, I would still end up not doing those things that are good for me. And I remember the pain every single time when I would be doing good for a bit and then I would fall back into that distractions, fall back into the harmful addictions. And it would be a constant cycle over and over and over again. And all that I wanted was to finally break free from these distractions, to finally be able to escape this constant stimulation and to be able to focus on the things that I actually wanted, my real long-term goals. And so if this sounds a little bit like you and you're tired of being controlled by distractions, right now go into the description and click on the link. There's going to be a link to book a free call with me. Make sure to click on that link today. During this time, I had a job bussing tables. And so I'd be working hard. I'd be doing a really good job because I was good at it, but I just didn't like it. I was just cleaning the tables, spraying them down, cleaning them, and then putting the plates on repeat. I'd bring the stuff to the dishes and then give it to the dishwashers and then just keep doing that over and over on repeat. And they would have me like doing all the dirty work. I would have to clean the bathrooms. I'd have to clean throw up. I'd have to clean like the garbage cans. And I just hated doing that stuff because it literally just made me feel dirty. Like I was supposed to clean up after people. And so during that time, I enlisted into the Army. So I literally left that job to go to the Army a few months later. And in the 5 months that I was there, it was a really amazing experience. And I would recommend the Army to anyone watching this, especially if you feel lost and you feel stuck. And so after I got back from the Army, I started to make videos and I finally found the thing that I enjoyed doing. I finally found something that I could do for free, literally for free. I found something that I loved, something that was meaningful to me and meaningful work. And what I noticed is that when I found these things, when I found good, meaningful work to do, hard, meaningful work to do, that was when I started using the distractions a lot less, like so much less. And that was the exact moment that I realized that detox is extremely difficult if you don't have meaningful work to work on. If you don't have a very specific, meaningful task or thing to work on, thing to do every single day, detox is extremely hard. Because think about this. If you have the entire day to fill and you fill it with like reading, meditating, journaling, like the good habits, even if you fill it with good habits, it's like you can't do that stuff all day and actually like improve your life because you need to be able to take action. You need to have somewhere where you're channeling all of the things that you're learning, all the different things, right? You need to be able to take action. And so it was at that exact moment that I realized that dopamine detox is extremely hard to do when you don't have something meaningful to work on. For example, right, let's say that you don't have anything meaningful to work on and you're reading, meditating, journaling, you're doing all these good habits, you're doing all these good things and your day is like perfect, right? But you don't have some meaningful hard work to do, something that you really enjoy doing, right? If you don't have that work, your day is going to feel so empty and it's going to feel like you didn't accomplish anything. Sure, you read 10 books, sure you did this, sure you did that, but I have nowhere to apply that knowledge. I have nowhere to use all the advantages that I'm getting from dopamine detox. I have nowhere to put all of that work into something, right? All of those things that I'm doing to detox, I have nowhere to channel it. And so, yeah, sure, you feel a lot more detox. But the thing is, you end up with so much free time that you're just going to end up relapsing. You're just going to end up going back to the old habits because you don't have something to work on. But what I realized is that if you have something to work on that's meaningful to you, if you have a long-term goal and you're looking into the future, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years of where you want to be, and you're working on that every single day and continuously going for it, going at it every single day, that means you can channel all of those different books you're reading, all the good habits, all the focus that you have now since you've detoxed from dopamine. Because once you detox from dopamine, you're going to have incredible amounts of focus compared to where you were at before. You're going to be so much less distracted and so much more capable of focusing on different things, right? Whether it's speaking charismatically, whether it's being able to focus on hard work, right? On specific tasks, whatever it is, you'll be able to focus for such longer periods of time than before, right? And so if you can channel all that energy into something, and you have something to work on every single day, and you constantly thinking about working on that thing, thinking about how you can improve, how you can get better, how you can be the best at whatever that thing is, then you're using that energy, all of that extra energy that you have from dopamine detox, all of the extra focus that you have from dopamine detox, all of the benefits from dopamine detox. You're using all of those benefits to reach that goal and to make the world a better place, right? To improve. And so when you have meaningful work on dopamine detox, it's going to help you so much, because you're going to be able to focus, and you're actually going to have something to do, and it's going to have meaning to you. And then you have that big block of work, right? Let's say it's most of your day, like 8 hours, 6 to 8 hours every day, maybe 10, whatever it is. You want to fill the rest of that time with the good habits. So you want to spend most of your time focusing and channeling that energy, and then you spend the rest of that time doing those habits, so that now you have something to work on. You're doing all of these good habits, and you're able to focus still on that work. And then you have time for that family. You have time for your friends. You still want to have that time, right? And so if you can do this, right? If you can find a way to incorporate this into your schedule, this way of life, it's going to make such a profound impact, because you're going to be able to put so much energy into your work that no one else can compete. Literally no one else is going to be able to, because no one else is dopamine detoxing, right? It's like a very, yeah, sure, there's a few, like 100,000 people dopamine detoxing, maybe even that, but it's not like a widespread thing, at least not yet. And so if you can take advantage of this now, whatever field you're in, you'll literally destroy the competition if you're consistent over a long enough period of time. So once you find something and you have those long-term goals, instead of chasing the instant gratification, now you're going to start thinking, okay, I could do this instant gratification, or I could focus on those long-term goals. Because if I do this instant gratification, it's going to make me take longer to reach those goals, and it's going to set them back further every time. Every little instant gratification opportunity that you have will be affecting your long-term goals, especially if it's like the bad habits, right? So you're going to start to subconsciously thinking that, okay, am I going to sacrifice my long-term goals for this instant gratification? And you're going to make the right choice. You mean, of course not. Like the long-term goals, what I actually want. The instant gratification is just what my caveman brain wants. It's what like my old instincts want, right? Like the brownie, bro, like the bad food, whatever it is. You know what you actually want, and you know what your body is telling you to get. And it's going to be like a war, like two different things conflicting constantly, right? But the more often you start to choose this one, the less you're going to choose this one, and then you're going to start prioritizing the long-term goals, long-term progress. And that's what's going to make a huge difference between looking at the short term, looking at what feels good now, and then being able to delay that gratification to reach those long-term goals. And if you can do this, if you can master doing that, you're going to get ahead of 99% of people just by being able to prioritize the long term, because most people, they can't. Most people, they succumb to their natural instincts. They succumb to the short-term gratification. And so whatever field you're in, I don't care what you do, whatever field you're in, if you can focus on the long term, and you can focus on improving every single day, and you can detox from all those bad habits that are holding you back, that are keeping you comfortable in this shell, right? You'll be able to achieve so much more, and you'll be able to make a much bigger impact on the world in your entire life, right? So if you can do this, if you can master this, it'll make a huge difference. So once you find meaningful work, you have to realize that distractions will literally control your life if you don't take control of those distractions, right? And I'm not saying you can't watch TV, you can't use your phone at all. I definitely do recommend you go into a dopamine detox protocol for at least a while, so that you can take control of these actions. And then after you go into the detox, you slowly start to reintroduce those things, and you become very wary and very aware of the amount of time they're taking from you. So for example, if you're going out maybe once a month to a bar with friends to watch a football game, whatever, then that makes sense, right? But if you're going every week, every 2 days a week, right? Or you're wasting every weekend drinking and going out and watching the TV, then that's when it starts to become a problem. That's when you start to lose 2 to 3 days of your entire week every single week, right? Because remember, when you're drinking, you don't only lose the day that you drink, right, of productivity, because you're not going to be productive when you're drunk, bro. But you also lose the day after for the hangover, and then the day after that, you probably still feel pretty bad, right? So you lose like 2 to 3 days whenever you drink, whenever you are distracting yourself with these things, right? And so you want to be very wary of when you start to reintroduce those things. So you have to realize that distractions are literally going to consume your life. If you don't decide to take action today, if you don't decide to take action now, and you push it off to like, so, okay, tomorrow I'll start dopamine detoxing. Okay, tomorrow I'll start to do this, that. And then it constantly becomes tomorrow. Remember that there literally is no tomorrow. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. Tomorrow, like, it's not here yet. It doesn't even exist yet. So make sure that you realize if you don't take control of these things, they're going to take control of your life. You need to start today. Like, the action needs to start today. You need to do something today, because otherwise you're going to keep pushing it off, and then before you know it, your life is going to be over, or you've lost 5 extra years that you could have had putting into your mission, your long-term goals, right? So literally, whatever you do, make sure you start today. I'm going to put a link to a dopamine detox protocol that I made like a week ago or something in the description down below for you to check it out. My name's Justin, and remember, you deserve the consequences of your actions. Make sure you go down right now and subscribe.